But before we get into money talk, I have to know because right now we are looking at a sweep in the East and we are looking at a sweep in the West as far as these NBA playoffs go. Also, shout out to the WNBA basketball is back as well. But I got a question for Bucks fans out there. So the Heat, they are currently up right now on the Boston Celtics 3-0. First off, I want to know, are y'all like back watching the playoffs again? Because I know a lot of Bucks fans, they were saying it's been really tough for them to watch the playoffs. Kyle, I can't remember if you were one of those Bucks fans or not, but a lot of different fans that I had talked to, they said, listen, it's just too soon. It's too much. Obviously, the way that things ended, it was very unexpected. It was shocking. So I want to know, A, are y'all even still, like, are y'all watching the playoffs now? Are you feeling better about it? And B, are you feeling even better now as you see the Heat? Obviously, they got through the second round against the Knicks, and now I think they're about to sweep the Celtics for show, and they're definitely going to be going to the NBA Finals, no question about it. Does it make y'all feel better about the loss, seeing how well the Miami Heat are playing right now in the post? 833-212-1017. I want to know because I feel like it should be a natural thing for, well, first off, time heals wounds, right? But then second, my mom says this every year, you know, well, any year that we get eliminated in the playoffs, she says, as long as we get eliminated by the champs, or at the very least, as long as they go to the NBA Finals, it makes me feel a little bit better. Because it's not like you got eliminated by a team that, you know, got eliminated the next round. You know, like you get eliminated by a team who obviously is is the best, or at least in the top two in the NBA. And it's definitely starting to feel that way now that we just happen to face the team that is the best in the East this year. Even if their record doesn't reflect that they're the best in the East, if they make it out of the Eastern Conference, the Heat are the best team in the East this year. That's how I view it, okay? I still think that we were the best team in the regular season, of course, but the record will show once the Heat, in my opinion, sweeps the Celtics, the record will show that they are the best Eastern Conference team of the 22-23 season. Knowing that, if you also believe that, does it make you feel better that we got eliminated when we did? That's what I want to start the show asking y'all, because I'm just curious how everybody's feeling right now as we get closer and closer to the NBA Finals. 833-212-1017. We got Black Conscious on the line. So I'm asking y'all a question, but apparently he has a question. Good afternoon, Black Conscious. How you doing? And I see that you have a question. Before you get to your question, is it cool if I ask you, are you feeling better about the Bucks being eliminated, seeing that the Heat are about to sweep the Celtics and go on to the NBA Finals and maybe even win the whole thing as an 8 seed? Does it make you feel a little bit better?
Well, first of all, knowledge yourself and good health to you, Queen. It's a glorious day to be live on this Monday.
Hello.
We're upright with all our abilities. Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, I can hear you. I was acknowledging all the things. Hello.
Oh, okay. So, no. Unfortunately, the Bucks got beat by the better team. They couldn't adjust to Jimmy Buckets, and that's the way it goes. But I still love basketball in its totality. Yes, I am a fan of the Bucks. I would have loved to see them, but they, to me, didn't want it enough. Giannis got hurt, but yet and still, they was able to produce a victory. So the better team won. They wanted it more. It's simple as point blank. You know, coach didn't adjust to the situations that was there before him for whatever reasons. And we can go on and on with that. So, but I enjoy basketball, and I do like some fresh blood in there. Of course, Miami is there, but I'm enjoying Denver and their game and how they're representing their fans and their team.
Okay. So, but knowing that our team got eliminated by the team that's potentially going to win the championship this year, it doesn't, because I hear what you're saying, and I'm reading a lot of text right now saying like, oh, the Bucks should have done this, we still should be in it, we're still the better team, da-da-da. But does it give y'all any sense of peace that we potentially got eliminated by the NBA champs? Like, does that make you feel better at all, Black Conscious? And I only say that because it's like, if they're the ones that are the best team in the league, and they're the ones that, have all the tools and all the things in their arsenal to actually go all the way and take home the chip. Doesn't that make you feel better that you got eliminated by said team, or it doesn't?
No, because they lost. No.
I hear
don't
you.
feel better about that at all.
I hear
but I
you.
can accept the fact. I can accept the fact that they put their best foot forward, and it's just the ball didn't bounce the way they wanted to go, and that's just the way it goes in basketball. No, it doesn't make me feel better. I would prefer seeing them in there, but they're not, and I have to deal with the reality of it. But I got one important thing, and I'm going to let you go. Did you know it's officially Gemini season? Commando at its finest. Yes.
What? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's Gemini season.
It's
Gemini season.
What does being commando? What does being commando have to do with Gemini season, though?
Because we are in the base of summer, in the heart of summer, and that's when you just let everything go and let everything hang. Yes.
Balls to the wall. It is what it is. Okay.
It is what it is, sis.
What's your question? Did you have a question, or you just wanted to tell me that you're going commando all summer?
No. Hey, I go commando every year all summer, but more importantly, it's Gemini season. Gemini season. Live righteous, Milwaukee.
Appreciate you, Black Conscious. You are crazy. Okay, please do not let him be the reason why any of y'all go commando this season. Please, 833-212-1017 if you go commando. You can tell me about it, but I don't know if I necessarily want to hear about it. It's giving that's your own personal business. But it is Gemini season, so happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. Starting the show asking y'all, do you feel any bit better about the Bucks' very early playoff exit, considering the fact that it was at the hands of the Miami Heat, who are on the brink of not only a finals berth, but also eliminating the Boston Celtics in a clean sweep in just 4 games. They won 2 in Boston, and I'm going to tell you this much right here. After they won the first game in Boston, I knew they were going to win this series. I knew it. I knew when Miami won that first game, I'm like, yep, this series is theirs, because Kyle, you as the underdog team, which they are not, but as the underdog team, you just need that one on the road. As soon as they got that one, I'm like, yes, it's lights out. When they won game 2, I was like, oh, no. And I thought for sure Boston would at least get game 3. No. When they lost game 3, and I don't think it was ever really even close, if I'm not mistaken, but when they lost game 3, I'm like, oh, I'd bring out the brooms immediately. But I'm like almost as shocked, Kyle, seeing this deficit as I was that the Bucks got eliminated by the Heat. Curious how you're feeling as a Bucks fan right now.
No, I'm even more shocked. Well, I mean, with the Boston Celtics,
I'm very shocked about this.
I mean, when you look at the Heat, you thought the Heat's run was probably going to stop. You thought they had a chance to get to the finals, but you said, hey, they got Jason Tatum, they have Marcus Smart, they have Jaylen Brown, they have Malcolm Brogdon, they have Al Horford, they have a solid lineup. They've been a pretty consistent team for the better half in most part of the season. They were either a 1 seed or a 2 seed throughout the entire season. The Celtics were. And it wasn't like they were playing bad in the playoffs at all. And so I believe they beat the Sixers in 7 games, and they came back and they won the last 2 games, and they ran through the first round as well. And so the expectation was maybe this goes 6, maybe this goes 7, but you expected the Boston Celtics to be going to the NBA Finals. But that will not be the case based off what we have seen, and this Heat team has looked incredible. So I'm completely in shock because, I mean, the Bucks losing is one thing in 5 games. That was shocking. The Celtics being down 0-3
in the Eastern Conference Finals,
that is even more shocking than losing 2 games at home.
I agree. I couldn't agree more, Kyle. Do you think it's a situation where they are potentially being outcoached?
Oh, 100% being outcoached. I mean, you have, honestly, so what it comes down to in basketball and most sports, especially basketball, because you only have 5 guys on the court at one time, you are looking at Jimmy Butler, who is without a doubt, to me, the best player playing in the playoffs this year. He is the best player, and then alongside him, you have the best coach. And when you put that combination together and when they're working in sync, this is the end result. The Milwaukee Bucks fired their coach in Bud. Why? Because their best player in Giannis and Coach Bud were not in sync with one another, and the team did not follow that leadership. When your leaders aren't in sync and leading, that's when you fail. And I don't care what Giannis say, they fail because Bud wouldn't have got fired if it wasn't a failure. But Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler, what are they doing? They're leading together. Joe Mazzulla, Jason Tatum, not in sync. 14 points. chucking up. I think they shot like 10 straight threes, or they shot 10 threes in the third quarter. I think they missed every single last one of them, coming in when they're down by a whole bunch of points, not in sync whatsoever. And so that's why you're seeing the result. And so I'm glad the Heat are doing what they're doing, Mel, because it makes me feel a lot better and I could watch basketball again.
Speaking of, fun fact, I saw SportsCenter, they posted this 2 hours ago. The Celtics coach, who if I'm sure you all know, he was the interim coach, and they named him officially as a head coach in the middle of the season, obviously after the scandal that happened last year with the Celtics. And Jimmy Butler actually eliminated his college team in the Big East tourney back in, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what year it was. They don't say what year. But little fun fact for you. Jimmy's Golden Eagles actually eliminated Joe Mazzulla's team back in the Eastern, what is that called? The Big East tourney. Sorry, I don't watch college sports too much. But I thought that was so interesting because they had the nerve, y'all, to call it a full circle moment. I wonder whose full circle is that? I mean, I guess it's a full circle for Jimmy, but I don't know. I just thought that was a little bit shady of them. My other thing I wanted to ask you, Kyle, about this topic, I saw a reporter, they asked Jaylen Brown, did Grant Williams make a mistake when he poked the bear in game 2, when him and Jimmy got into that little scuffle, if you will? Not even scuffle, they were just arguing. They went head to head. But he asked Jaylen Brown that during the podium after game 2. And Jaylen listened to the question and said, okay, yeah, next question. How did you feel about a reporter asking Jaylen Brown about his own teammate, quote unquote, poking the bear? Because you want to talk about odd questions from a reporter. I cringed when he asked that. I'm like, I don't know if I would ask something like that, because you're asking for a headline there, and I didn't appreciate it too much.
Again, as a reporter, I think you have every right to ask a question.
Of course you do, but that kind of question?
And the team and the players have every right to say they're not going to answer. That is an unanswerable question, because we all know the answer to that. Yeah, he poked the bear, and look what happened. They got bit, and now they down 0-3. They was already, had a chance in game 2, and then they poked Jimmy, and what happened in the fourth quarter? The same thing that we saw the Bucks go through, and twice giving up double-digit leads in the fourth quarter. The Boston Celtics gave up a lead in the fourth quarter after they poked the bear of Jimmy Butler. So, yeah, he know his teammate poked the bear, but you can't throw him under the bus.
Of course not, but why would we even ask that question? You would ask that as a reporter?
Would I ask you? No, I wouldn't ask that question. But certain reporters will. I'm not that type of that's not the journalism I'm looking to get, because I already know the answer to it.
Well, and to me, that's because I understand, obviously, what you're trying to get by even raising that question, but why not ask one of Jimmy's teammates? Like, I don't understand why you would ask Grant Williams' teammate about that. I don't know. I just thought it was very bizarre. Another person texted us. They said, I listened to Jaylen Brown on TNT. He sounded dejected, like they already lost game 4, if you listen to his tone.
Because the series is over.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
over.
They know it is.
They know it's over. He knows it's over. Their coach knows it's over. The franchise knows it's over. It's over.
Is there any possible way that the Celtics, any at all possible way that the Celtics can come back from this? Now, obviously, we know that history is not on their side, but they still are the Boston Celtics. That, they had a really good regular season, obviously, and I know that doesn't mean too much when you talk about the post. And Jimmy's just on another level. I think the Heat are being coached on another level, which, fun fact, Spoelstra has never won Coach of the Year, which is so crazy to me. But anyway, is there any possible way at all, Kyle, that the Boston Celtics can come back to win this series, or at least make it a series?
Mel, statistics and math is not on their side. Do you know how many teams in basketball have come back down 0-3?
Very few.
0.
No.
0.
No. Depending on the round, or no, in general?
0-3. They have never come back.
Are you serious?
Never.
Ever.
Never. I think it's 0-179 or something like that. There's never been a team in basketball.
In NBA history.
NBA history. And the only time it happened in baseball, I think, was the Boston Red Sox coming back against the Yankees back in the AL championship series.
Wow. All right. Well, with that being said, I hope y'all are feeling a little bit better, because I really do think that the Heat have a very, very, very high chance of winning the NBA championship this year. And I personally think it would be quite a story to tell, being an 8 seed that manages to win it all. And obviously we know that they are not your typical 8 seed, but that doesn't matter. They're still an 8 seed, and I think it's absolutely commendable what they've been able to do. And with, Jimmy, of course, being a Marquette Golden Eagle, there's a little bit of pride there, if you will. Tyler Hero, I know he hasn't been playing in the playoffs since he broke his wrist in the first round, but obviously with him being the hometown hero, we got some Milwaukee ties to that team. Real quick, talking about another Milwaukee tie with Darvin Ham over in the Lakers. Also another sweep, you think, Kyle, by the Nuggets?
No, I don't think either series is going to be a sweep. But I think
Really?
but I think the series are both over.
You don't think they're going to be sweeps?
No,
Oh.
I think the Lakers are going to win. I think they're going to win one game at home, and I also think the Celtics for sure are going to win a game at home.
Wow.
Excuse me. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win Game 4. But before the playoffs, before yesterday, I actually thought that the Celtics was going 6, and I thought they would lose Game 6. But after that, it might actually only go 5, and they may not. They may end up losing again at home Game 5.
Okay, so
So they'll win this next game.
Yeah. So you think both teams
Are going 5.
Okay, so you think the Lakers and the Celtics will each get 1?
Yes, and before that, again, I thought the Celtics series was going 6 yesterday.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I understand. Okay, cool. Well, we'll find out. Personally, I think it'll be sweeps. Would prefer if they aren't, of course. I would hate to see, both teams get swept in the conference finals, but we'll see what happens. Somebody else just said there's a Nicolay graduate. Brian Hecker is an assistant with the Miami Heat. Okay, period. Oh wow. Okay, some really good talk to text. Not too many that we absolutely need to read, but just know we're reading them, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. The question to start the show: does it make you feel a little bit better seeing how well the Miami Heat have played, not just against the Bucks, but also against the Knicks and against the Celtics now, who are arguably the top 2-3 in the NBA this season? But now the Miami Heat, they're an 8 seed who have made their way. I mean, they have really just kind of taken on every single team and not look back. I mean, their confidence, they're playing out the wazoo, and it really is commendable. Like I said, I like good basketball, and as hard as it has been to watch them after they eliminated the Bucks, I can't help but to cheer for Jimmy Buckets right now because he's just been killing it, and he's playing like he wants it. And because he has that tenacity, because you can see that desire, that drive in him, I want it for him. Like, I'm at that point. Before I was rooting for the Lakers, but because I don't think that they'll be able to make it out of the Western Conference Finals, I'm going to definitely turn my attention over to the Miami Heat. Let me know how y'all are feeling about the NBA Conference Finals. And now as we get closer to the finals, which I think will start very soon, Kyle. I know you don't think that there'll be sweeps, but it's giving they'll start on Friday. All right, 833-212-1017. We got some more stuff that we want to talk about. Be sure to join 100 Black Band of Milwaukee as they host a program, Where Do We Go From Here?, highlighting topics surrounding healthcare 2.0, long COVID-19, diabetes, and related mental health issues in the African American community. The COVID-19 pandemic has been declared ended, but hasn't ended in the Black community. In a program made possible by the Morehouse School of Medicine and National COVID-19 Resiliency Network, join us this Wednesday, May 24th, 6 p.m., a rebroadcast Saturday on May 27th at 10 a.m., all right here in the new award-winning 1017 The Truth. And also, I know y'all are so tired of paying rent to a landlord and not yourself. And I know you want some freedom from paying rent. And I know you're ready to build your own equity. So team up with Axe Housing because they can make it possible for you and your family to own their own home. It's not just a dream anymore. They've already helped over 3,000 families buy their own home, and you can be next. Get started on your own virtual orientation by clicking on the Truth link at axhousing.org. Their coaches are ready to help you and your family find the best path to home ownership. And there are no restrictions on who can access the program. Make sure you visit axhousing.org right now. And they're also looking for some general contractors. They need 100 by the end of the year. So if you're looking for some great work and you're in contracting, make sure you visit axhousing.org today.
Milwaukee's favorite station.
I love what you're doing, and this radio station is just like what it's called. It's the truth.
The best way to start your day.
Got a little thirsty there.
Even when I'm thirsty, I'm not going to front. Like, my mouth is salivating, but it's fine. I'm going to wait for an appropriate moment to get my ding. That was not it.
Doubling down on policing of certain neighborhoods and certain communities, not because black people are more prone toward criminality. Criminality in America has always been owned by white people.
Listen to The Truth on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Tune into the new 1017 The Truth's Business Spotlight this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tory Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with
We
Dr.
do
Kim
this
Harris.
for you, Truth Nation.
Right now in our country, we are seeing so-called leaders who are actively trying to restrict rights, like voting rights, like telling a woman what to do with her body. And all good people have to stand in moments like this and say, nope, not on my watch. It's my country. I love my country. And we have to stand up.
Because of your unwavering support, we are a 15-time WBA award-winning finalist. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Your first night camping alone. The new tent, fully set up. Your bug spray, barely keeping up. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free overdraft protection transfers. So when you bought all those supplies and lost track of your spending, we had you covered. You got this with free overdraft protection transfers from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
All Brewers games are on sale now, including a Memorial Day weekend showdown with the Giants, Thursday, May 25th through Sunday, the 28th. Start the long weekend right at Aloha Friday on the 26th and get a Brewers Hawaiian shirt with a special ticket package. Then take home a Christian Yelich patriotic jersey giveaway on Saturday, the 27th, presented by Chevrolet. Get your seats at Brewers.com.
Tune in to the new 1017 The Truth Business Spotlight this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be speaking with Jim Brzezinski, partner and attorney at Tabak Law, and as Memorial Day approaches, we will speak with Jim about why Tabak Law is so passionate about fighting for veterans' benefits. So again, that is the Business Spotlight with Tabak Law this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. on the new 1017 The Truth.
You are listening to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I like this.
What's up, y'all? I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. We started the show talking about the fact that the Heat are likely going to sweep the Celtics, which is so crazy. Definitely never, ever in a million years thought that we would even be having a little bit of that type of conversation. I thought for sure when they eliminated us, I knew that they would be able to win against the Knicks, but I did not think that they would make it past the Celtics. No question, did not. So watching them play at this high caliber, and obviously a big part of the narrative has been how many undrafted players they have and all this stuff. And then it was so interesting because I think it was who is it that has been super duper vocal about all of this? Dame Lillard. He was saying how disrespectful it was that everybody's focusing on all the undrafted players that they have because they're making it seem like the players are lesser than the ones that are drafted. And I just thought that was such an interesting viewpoint. Because I'm like, I think you're taking it the wrong way. I think it's more of it's impressive that they've been able to be as successful as they are, considering the fact that they kind of found their talent in the weeds, if you will. And not actually, but that's just kind of what it feels like, especially when you discover these diamonds in the rough. Because, how many people go high up in the draft and don't end up with the same amount of success that you've seen the Miami Heat with? Shout out to Carmelo Anthony. He announced that he is retiring. He did not get a ring as a player. However, you never know. You never know. He may get one as a GM or a coach or something one day. So all hope is definitely not lost. But either way, I'm very happy for the Heat because I like good basketball, and I'm happy for Jimmy Butler, and I hope they go all the way. I hope that they win it all officially because I don't think that the Lakers are going to be in the finals.
Why don't you want the Nuggets?
I'm
pulling for the Nuggets. They're the best team in the NBA. All year they've been displayed that they're the best team in the NBA. Consistency throughout the year.
So for some reason, when it comes to the Nuggets, I expect them to fumble at some point. I'm historically, to me, it's funny we're talking about them because I'm Carmelo, but historically, I just feel like the Nuggets do so well in the regular season, and then at some point they just drop like flies. And to your point, though, I don't remember the last time they made it to the Western Conference Finals and still playing at this level where you could actually see a championship coming their way.
I think either it was last year or 2 years ago they got beat up in the Western Conference Finals.
I think it was 2 years because they didn't even have Jamal Murray last year. So I don't think they would have made it. I don't know. I have to go back and see. Last year was a little bit of a blur because of, us getting eliminated in the second round. But I actually was just saying during the break, Kyle, last year it was almost more justifiable for Bucks fans because obviously it was Chris Middleton's injury that we cited as the likeliest reason why we were unable to make it past the second round. Even though we took Boston to 7 games, it felt like we really needed Chris. You know what I mean? So last year it felt a little bit more justifiable. This year it just felt like we got hit by a truck that no one saw coming, you know? But anyway, yeah, for some reason, I'm not rooting for the Nuggets. I just don't want, I don't know. I'm fine
Joker
if they
is
win.
Cold. I mean, Joker's a cold boy. That boy's cold. He's a great basketball player. He had a double-double in the first quarter in game 1 against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So that boy's bad. And then, of course, you talked about Jamal Murray. They got Aaron Gordon, who had to play in Orlando for all those years. Michael Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell-Pope as well. Bruce Brown Jr., who's been balling out as well during the playoffs. They got a nice little squad, nice little roster. So I'm pulling for the Nuggets.
Are you actually like watching them right now?
Oh yeah,
you are.
I'm watching because I'm anti. I am a fan of LeBron, but I do not want LeBron to get the 5th ring.
Why?
Why? Because that means he ties Kobe, and I don't think you shouldn't be rewarded from hopping from team to team.
Kyle,
you shouldn't. It's just not the same. You should not be rewarded for hopping from team to team.
Okay. Why? Okay. Why is it like bad though for him to go to a better situation?
Better situation. Wherever LeBron goes, he makes the situation great because players come and follow him. So my whole thing about his legacy is you cannot debate his legacy. LeBron James is one of the greatest players of all time. Period. There's no bud or anything like that. He is one of the greatest players of all time. I just don't like the fact that people act like LeBron went to Miami and he teamed up with 2 Hall of Famers, and then people act like Chris Bosh wasn't that good. No, Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer, and before he went down there, he was a Hall of Famer as well. Then he went up to Cleveland, and what did he do? Teamed up with 2 future Hall of Famers. Kevin Love, when Minnesota Kevin Love was a walking double-double.
Yes, he was.
Easy. Kyrie Irving was a budding star. Great player. And then now he went to Los Angeles, and what did he do? He went and got Anthony Davis and teamed up with AD. They tried to get Russell to come in there. It did not work. It's just, I'm not a fan of all this team hopping and bringing these players along with them.
I mean, if you think about it, though, Kobe attracted certain players to him.
Who?
Shaq being one of them. That's the main one that I think about.
They traded for Shaq, or excuse me, they
you're
signed
right.
and trade, I think, for Shaq.
And they did, but they did it because they knew that Kobe needed
but
a Robin.
I believe Shaq got traded in like 99. Kobe was just young, a baby in the league. He hadn't established himself like he was a budding star, but Kobe was not the Kobe that he was about to be because I think they traded for he came in 90, his second year. Shaq came right away. I think Kobe.
That was like his 3rd year.
No, Kobe, because Shaq came almost right away because Kobe got drafted in 96. They traded Vlade Divac from him, and then maybe he might have played that first season without Shaq. But then I feel like Shaq was there for sure by year 3. He for sure was. It was Shaq and Kobe by year 3 because year 3 was 98.
Okay.
96, 97, 97, 98. By the 98, 99 season, Shaq was for sure there. I feel like Shaq came in right. It was pretty quickly that it was Shaq and Kobe. And again, we were kids at that time, so all the dates trying to get that stuff correct. But Shaq was there pretty soon after.
I don't know
Kobe
why I
got
can't
drafted.
find it. When did?
No, I remember when that happened because I was an Orlando Magic fan. Penny Hardaway, you had Shaquille O'Neal, you had Horace Grant, you had Nick Anderson. I used to love that Magic team.
Yeah. So, okay. After inking a 7-year with the okay, so no,
96. Actually, he came his rookie year.
No,
that was his rookie year.
Okay, that was a bad example.
So they were together.
They were together since his rookie year.
That was Kobe. Kobe got drafted in '96. So yeah, that was his rookie year. I was gonna say I knew.
All right,
give
me another player then who they added for Kobe.
No,
give me an example of somebody. There's got to be somebody.
Paul Gasol, maybe. But Paul Gasol, nobody would think he was on that elite level.
That was in the Kobe 2.0 years.
But Kobe never left anywhere to go with somebody else. But I'm not
no,
here
you're
to
right.
bash LeBron.
No, and I know you're not. I know you're not.
That's why I'm cheering for the Nuggets.
And I hear you. I actually do understand that argument. Like, I get why people to this day are still upset about KD. But, Kyle, what is wrong with somebody leaving a team knowing that if they go to a different team, their chances are a little bit higher if that's the end goal, if they want a championship? What is wrong with that? Now, you could throw it in my face and say, well, you'd be upset if Giannis left and da-da-da. Of course I would. But I'm just asking you, what is wrong with a player doing that if the ultimate goal is to win a chip?
No, again, he can go and do it and go chase a championship ring, as that's the whole goal for NBA players. I mean, when you look at it, MVPs mean almost nothing. Like, legitimately, winning an NBA MVP does not equate you being the best on the best team in the NBA. Statistically speaking, it does not add up to that. So there's nothing wrong with him going different place to place. But when you look at legacy, you look at Kobe, you look at MJ, those people, and heck, even Magic. I mean, Magic they drafted James Worthy, so they drafted him. They traded for Kareem early on. Magic got drafted when Kareem was already on the team, I think, or maybe it was after. I think Kareem was already on the team. I'm not 100% sure, and we're talking about the 70s and all that. But I'm just saying, hopping from one team to another is very different than basically you building a team and drafting players and kind of building up together.
No, I definitely understand that. Somebody texted us and they said, well, most NBA championship teams do have 3 or more Hall of Famers on that team. But to your point, a lot of them, they grow them, they groom them with their system, and they make them into Hall of Fame players.
Yeah, but the NBA is somewhat changing, but then you have the Golden State Warriors, where all those players were homegrown. The Milwaukee Bucks, all those players except for Drew was homegrown, but you traded for Drew Holiday, which is adding piece. It's not like LeBron said, all right, I'm finna go to L.A., now you come to L.A., or I'm finna go to Cleveland and go get. I mean, so that's my only thing. But LeBron is great. He's great. I'm just a little bit of a hater of him when it comes to that, and I do not want him to pass Kobe.
You are so funny.
Or catch Kobe.
Okay, my only other question I have, they're from 2 different generations, obviously.
Who?
Kobe and LeBron. Yes, they are, I think, right?
Yeah, one's a millennial, one's a Gen Xer. But they play.
I guess Kobe was a Gen Xer.
They play basketball at the same time. Their careers. Kobe came in '96 and LeBron came in the league in 2003. So I mean, their careers overlap for a significant period of time.
Yeah. And I agree, but so it's ironic about LeBron to me, or interesting, maybe it's a better word. I actually would say LeBron, even though his age is not a cusper, I think LeBron in his style of play is on the cusp. Because obviously he's played with the Gen Xers, he's played with the millennials, and now he's playing in a very Gen Z, I think,
and he's playing with the NBA YoungBoy guys.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
The NBA YoungBoy generation we're in now.
No, I'm not claiming that generation. I am not claiming that.
Look at him. That's exactly it.
Zach doesn't represent this generation. Actually, he does. It's very troubling. All right, 833-212-1017. Believe it or not, we're not going to just be talking about the NBA today. We're actually going to talk financials, because I want to know, speaking of generations, Kyle, we talked about Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z in basketball terms, but I actually want to talk about them in more financial terms, because I was thinking a lot about this. I was fortunate enough to do a panel with Baird last week in which we were talking to students about their financial futures and talking to them about having financial freedom and just having these very uncomfortable discussions about not only salaries, and also about taxes, but also just about setting yourself up for financial success. And it got me thinking, why is it that we're able to have such open dialogue today about money, but when Kyle and I were growing up, it was so taboo. You didn't talk about it. You didn't know what your parents necessarily made. Maybe some of you did, but majority of us didn't, especially in the Black community. So I want to know, why did money used to be such a taboo conversation, and why are we more open to the dialogue now? 833-212-1017. I am very proud of us, though, for being so open about the money conversation, because I think we all need to be. Hello, how do you expect me to have financial success if you don't talk to me about how I can create said success? So like I said, I'm very proud of us for having those conversations now, and American Family Insurance is proud to be a part of the Milwaukee community, because they protect more than your things. They protect education, small businesses, and the planet. They protect what matters, and they protect your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Products are not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. On the Rocks Premium Cocktails offer modern twists on the classic cocktails. Developed by award-winning mixologists, the On the Rocks cocktails combine premium spirits and natural ingredients. Wherever you are, On the Rocks Premium Cocktails give you the convenience of bar-quality cocktails created with brands that you know and trust, like the Effin' Cosmopolitan and Hornitos Margarita. Pour over ice and enjoy. Please drink responsibly. On the Rocks ready-to-serve cocktails, 20 to 35% alcohol by volume.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Mark your calendars for Tuesday, May 23rd for Secure Futures 2023 Investment Conference. Secure Futures empowers teens with financial education, tools, and mentorship as they strive to increase financial literacy of teens in Milwaukee. The 2023 Secure Futures Investment Conference will be a great opportunity to gain actionable investment insight from the best of the best in the financial industry. So join them on Tuesday, May 23rd for their 2023 Investment Conference. For ticket information, visit securefuturesconference.com.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Greg Matzik. Rookies and veterans mixing for the first time as organized team activities begin for the Green Bay Packers. Packers head coach Matt LaFleur embracing the youth on the roster, a roster that features just 3 players 30 years old or older.
Having a lot of youth is exciting because you really don't know until you get these guys in here and start to work with them. But I do think we've got some talented players to work with, and we'll see what they can handle.
OTA is also underway for the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is in attendance. Brewers and Astros tonight from American Family Field. It's game 1 of a 6-game homestand for the Brewers. Here tonight's game on 620 WTMJ with coverage beginning at 6:05. And in the NBA, the Nuggets can advance to the NBA Finals with a win tonight over the Lakers. This sports update presented by Associated Bank, proudly supporting our hometown teams. Member FDIC.
Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Ladies and gents, turn up the sound system to this sound.
Milwaukee is considered a hub for human trafficking, and it is important we bring this serious issue to the forefront. This Thursday, Tory will host his award-winning Missing Persons special, where he will address this head-on with professionals in the field and speak with families who have been impacted by loved ones going missing. So again, tune into the Tory Lowe Missing Persons special this Thursday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. In June is National Home Ownership Month, and only 25% of African Americans in the city of Milwaukee own their homes, despite the fact we make up over 40% of the population. This is why the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is proud to announce our first annual home buying seminar on Wednesday, June 14th, presented by Axe Housing and BMO Harris Bank. We will have home buying coaches and mortgage advisors on site to break down the home buying process and get you pre-approved for a loan. Limited spots are available, so go to 1017thetruth.com to secure your spot today.
So I'm asking the question, why do you feel like money is such a taboo conversation, or has been a taboo conversation for our generation. I do feel like us millennials and most definitely the Gen Zers, they're making it more comfortable to talk about it. But why in American society has it always, at least in my lifetime, just been a little bit like, we don't talk about that? And one thing I will say, one explanation that I found is that the belief that wealth equals value is part of why it is so taboo to discuss. The reason why is because it's the idea that the more we earn, the better or more important we are. So to ask someone how much they make is akin to asking them what their social status is. And I find that so interesting that could maybe even be a subconscious thought by you asking somebody or you knowing someone or knowing, how much a person makes. It would then place them in a social class or place them in a certain box. And obviously we know about the lower, middle, and upper class. But to be really honest, that's not something that I've really ever thought about as an adult. I actually thought a lot more about lower, middle, and upper class when I was growing up because I would read about it, whether it's in my economics class or in social studies, when I'm actually learning about those things and learning about the place in history that social classes holds. But I've never viewed somebody in that way. I've never looked at somebody and been like, you look real middle class. I don't think that way. And so I'm wondering if this is a taught behavior, and then B, is this one of those things where people almost need to put you in certain boxes because then they know how to treat you? I don't get it. Why? Why do we care so much?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's so much that. I do say when I look at people, I do say, oh, you look this, you look that. Come on now. You've seen people when you be like, oh, they look like they from, the other side of the tracks, or they look like them from the dirty. When I say the dirty, West Dallas, something like that. We've all said things like that. Right, Mel?
Kyle, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what exactly. So my whole thing is this, though. I agree. It was this taboo conversation that our families, it may have been passed down where you don't discuss finances. And I feel like that conversation was harmful, not just to our generation, but the generations before us, because of the fact that you were so not ashamed, but because of the fact that you said that kids have a place and that place isn't understanding what's everything that's going on in a household. That's fine. But I feel like we pushed ourselves back as an overall black community is because of the fact that we didn't teach our family enough about financial literacy. We didn't maybe know enough about financial literacy. So there wasn't that emphasis. And so I remember growing up as a kid, my parents saying, it's none of my business to know, how much they made. And then I remember when I maybe had a school project or something and I found out how much my mom made, I just remember her saying, you don't share that with anybody. And so that type of thing. And still now, I don't openly go around telling people how much money I make. And even when I talk to my financial advisor, I remember when I had a meeting one time, and it was when somebody was trying to reach out to me to be my financial advisor. I felt very uncomfortable kind of disclosing to somebody who I knew who was trying to be my financial advisor how much money I had in my bank account or how much I made per year, because it just felt like they may be judging me based off my economic status. So that might be something that's more personal than it is really a reality of the fact that people may not care, like you said.
Does quantity equal quality, though, in your mind?
For what?
How much somebody makes. So, to you, does the quality of a person, does it come from the quantity of, that's in their pockets?
No, I don't think the quality of the person does, but I do think the quality of what things that open up in your life, the more money you make, the more opportunities that you have in life, the more that you're looked at a higher status. And that's interesting that you say that, because I was just watching 90 Day Fiance, as I love watching on Sundays. In 90 Day Fiance, they go and they date people from other countries. And so this woman was dating someone, and she said, listen, if he wants me to be a traditional stay-at-home woman or traditional woman that takes care of the house, I can't wear the pants too and make all the money. And so that right there just showed that a lot of times people equate money, especially in relationships, to power, because she felt like she couldn't do the traditional roles that traditional women do because she made all the money, or she was bringing the money to the table. So yes, money is looked at as this thing that it brings you power, it brings you respect, it brings you all these different titles and feelings about you because of, or stature, because you make more money.
That's very interesting. So, okay, do you think, is there a part of you ever, Kyle, that judges somebody because of the money that they make? Do you ever think to yourself, well, you you could be making more money or you should be making more money. Because, I mean, for most, there's a ceiling, if you will. But do you ever feel like, no, that's not an excuse? Like in today's day and age, there's no excuse to only make X amount of dollars. You should find a way to make more, just considering all the technology and resources and the fact that the internet is literally at our fingertips.
No, I don't shame people for how much money they make. And I'll openly admit is with my fraternity brothers, I remember as we're all rising, and specifically the ones that I'm very close with, the ones who I crossed over with, we're all rising in our careers. And as you rise in your careers, you do see a bump in income. And I remember sharing, how much I made and them saying, oh, you making only that much and this and that. And so I remember the way that made me feel, and it was all good because I'm not really motivated by being the person that makes the most money. But it is this sense out there that there is a sense of shame that comes along with making less than your peers around you.
Well, and that's why I think it's actually important to have those conversations because, I mean, I would be motivated if I'm in a peer group and I find out that everybody makes double what I make. That would motivate me. Like, okay, well, what do I need to be doing different? Like, then we're having different kind of conversations. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Now that I think about it, I've been shamed multiple times in my life and I remember somebody I used to talk to. I remember she told me that, based off how much you make, I understand your skill set and your potential, and you could you could work in corporate and go work in this and be making a lot more than that, which that's understandable, but will I be fulfilled? Will I be happy? And so that's where you have to differentiate. You can't compare yourself always to others financially. For me, I just want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? What your ultimate goal financially is going to be very different from my financial goal ultimately, because we have different pathways of getting there of how we want to reach our financial goals. And so for me, I have a number that I want to have. And once I get to that number, I feel like I can live comfortably, I can raise my family, and I can pass down some type of generational wealth. Whereas for you, that number may be times 2 because that's just what people want. So we can't let other people dictate our happiness and dictate how we feel about our income. If our job makes us happy, we're able to pay our bills, we're able to build some type of wealth and nest egg, we should be happy.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I like that. Let us know how you feel about money and why is it taboo or is it not as taboo in your mind? I read something that said Americans love to talk about how much they hate to talk about money. And I thought that was so funny because it's so true. I mean, with my girlfriends, I'm very comfortable with it. And I actually really appreciate in the circle that I have, whether it's the dance circle or like the more like media circle, I love that I have friends who are comfortable with contacting me and asking, what do you think I should charge for this event or that? I mean, I talk to DT, Denise Thomas, all the time. If I get a gig sent my way, I hit her up immediately and I'll send her the information. I say, what would you charge for something like this? Because if I'm not asking those questions, I may not be getting paid my worth. Like, how am I supposed to know if I'm not, having that dialogue with other people who have either been there or worked with that company before or just has, a little bit more knowledge on the situation and whether or not I should be charged, as such. Because let's be honest, it is business at the end of the day, and they are going to try to, at times, give you the least amount that they possibly can, and that's fair. I mean, it's a business, like I said, but it's also important to know your worth and make sure that you're talking to other people about it so that you are always getting your worth, because yesterday's price is not today's price. But let us know if you have any final thoughts about that money conversation. Why do you think it's been taboo, and why do you think our generation has been opening up the conversations a little bit more when it comes to money? And speaking of money, before we get to that, to put down strong roots, a little support goes a long way. When you work with someone that knows our communities as well as Associated Bank, you get financial guidance that fits your life. They use financial knowledge to build solutions that make a difference from a personal loan to a new home. They're ready to help you grow stronger roots here and learn some more about financials. So make sure you go to associatedbank.com/lending to learn more. Associated Bank, member FDIC. And I said to y'all, speaking of money, somebody could win some shmoney, honey.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. It is now time for our 5K giveaway submission. If you're trying to be $5,000 richer, hit us up, 833-212-1017. We're looking for caller number 7 right now. Be in to win $5,000 from our 5K giveaway. It's our quarterly drawing that we do. For today's submission, you're going to be entered into win, and then we're going to be doing that at the end of this month, if I'm not mistaken. It's coming up really, really soon, so hit us up. Just kidding, it's giving next month. In about a month, we're going to be doing our quarterly drawing. Somebody's going to win $5,000 from our 5K giveaway. All you got to do is call us, 833-212-1017.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I've helped over 250 families search for their loved ones, so I fully understand the trauma and stress this causes families. This is why it's important for me to help and protect families during their moment of crisis. So be sure to tune into the Tory Lowe Missing Person Special on Thursday, May 25th, as I speak with organizations and families about how we can better advocate for those searching for a loved one. So again, tap into the award-winning Tory Lowe Missing Person Special on May 25th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on 1017 The Truth.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I lost my 10-year-old daughter, Teresa, to COVID in just a few short days. Teresa was a healthy child who loved to dance. When Teresa got sick, I didn't think it was serious until she was rushed to the hospital. COVID and flu can be serious for anyone, but they're especially dangerous for communities of color. Please get your COVID and flu vaccines and stay up to date on all immunizations, because vaccines save lives.
To learn how to protect your family, visit vaccinateyourfamily.org/learn.
All right, folks, let's get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
June is National Home Ownership Month, where we promote the benefits of home ownership and recommit to creating opportunities for future homeowners. Tune into 1017 The Truth all month long, where you will get information and resources and hear interviews promoting home ownership in our community. At the core mission of National Home Ownership Month is the belief that every person deserves the chance to live with security, dignity, and hope in a place that they can call home. National Home Ownership Month on 1017 The Truth is presented by Axe Housing and BMO Harris Bank.
You are listening to Nothing But the Truth with Melanie Ricks on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm all you say I am. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Shirley. You are in to win with our 5K giveaway. Make sure y'all visit 1017thetruth.com for contest rules, and make sure you stay locked. We're going to be giving you a daily opportunity to be in to win for our 5K giveaway presented by our friends over at Gruber Law Offices, and we're going to be doing that drawing next month. So it's coming up soon, everybody. Also, LabCorp has a variety of open trials now that will fit your schedule. If you're working remote, you can continue to make money at your job while participating in these trials and earn some extra cash while advancing medicine. They've got studies for healthy adults 18 to 60 with a BMI between 18 and 32, 2 stays, 15 nights, 7 follow-ups, compensation up to $13,820 may be provided for time and participation. Receive up to $300 per qualified participant. They've got another trial where they're looking for healthy males and females 18 to 55. Females must be of non-childbearing potential with a BMI between 18.5 and 32. 1 stay, 12 to 21 nights, 1 follow-up phone call. Compensation up to $11,200 may be provided for time and participation. Refer a friend to receive up to $200 per qualified referral. Visit LabCorpClinicalTrials.com to learn more. Appreciate y'all having some boisterous conversation with us about the finals, about these conference finals, and about financials. We got Tory Lowe up next from 1 to 4. Hate to abbreviate our end like this. We got to go, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow, God willing.
Join the 1017 The Truth Street Team this Saturday, May 27th at the annual Heal the Hood Block Party and Resource Fair. Heal the Hood MKE has developed a unique approach to building community collaborations with the goal of creating a more peaceful Milwaukee. The Truth is proud to be there, supporting the community and handing out Truth merch to all in attendance. Again, join us this Saturday at noon at the corner of 8th and Burleigh as we celebrate the annual Heal the Hood Block Party. The 1017 101.7 The Truth Street Team is sponsored by UW Credit Union, here for every you.
Thank you, Truth Nation. Your willingness to share your stories with our community has helped make the Tory Lowe Show a 2-time first place Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Award winner.
Hey, I'm tapping in for the Milwaukee County Jail. Yeah, man, they treating us real bad up in here, man. I mean, they can have us sleeping